Hey guys, how's it going? And thanks for coming. I'm Nick, and this is Real Life Money, where we talk about real life and money, because schools aren't. So let's get started. So have you ever wondered how millionaires actually become millionaires? Well, you should at least, because we could definitely learn a lot from them, how we could make our money work for us. And that is exactly what we're going over in this video, guys. How to invest like a millionaire. Now, the overall idea for this video, guys, is that millionaires have multiple sources of income, and that's how they grow their wealth more than just one source. So rather than just having like a job and that's it, they have other things going for them. And stick around to the end, because my sixth and last way of how to invest like a millionaire is the most important. So let's start it off with number one. My personal favorite is the stock market. Now, with the stock market, guys, you could definitely create massive amounts of wealth, especially for the long term. When I first started thinking about money, I thought becoming a millionaire was simply not happening. Simply impossible. That's a lot of friggin' money. Until I came across the idea of compound interest. Now, real quick, I do have another video going over how to become a millionaire, starting off from, I got him right here, Abe the penny, of how you could grow that into millions and millions of dollars. If you're interested, I'll leave a link in the description so you could check it out. But I love compound interest. It is the eighth wonder of the world, how you could create ridiculous amounts of wealth and how becoming a millionaire is actually possible. An example of using the stock market is having monthly contributions into an investment account, let's say. Maybe you have index funds, which I like, mutual funds, stuff like that. You invest every single month and it grows over the long term. The thing is, the market is usually fairly up and down, like all of the time. There's always something going on. Oh my God, the world's going to come to an end. Stay with it. There's going to be ups and downs, but if you stay with it, you can create and grow a nice ass retirement. And that's the first way, the stock market, that millionaires use to become millionaires. Moving on to the second way, how to invest like a millionaire, is real estate. Now, I got into this investing mindset through a very popular book of Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Definitely opened my mind not only about money, but also about life as a whole, and that there's actually more out there than just schools, which is something that I try to teach on this channel, because schools don't teach you much to live, unfortunately. So, going back to the real estate, you can invest in real estate to become a millionaire for a couple different ways. The first way, obviously, for the long term. Usually speaking, long term in real estate, the prices do go up. So maybe like 10, 20 years, your property could be worth significantly higher than when you bought it, years and years ago. So you can invest in real estate like that, kind of buy and hold strategy. Or going back to Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, that you invest in a real estate property for rental income. Now, rental income is awesome just because once you buy that property, you have it all set up, you have a tenant, you don't have to do anything. Now that tenant pays you money every single month. Unless he doesn't, then you kick his ass out of there. So real estate is a good other option to invest in. However, relating back to stocks, real estate usually takes more money and capital to start investing. Usually, there could be ways out there, but for most people, you need thousands of dollars to invest versus stocks. You could only invest like $100. But both great ways, guys. So let's move on to the third way of how to invest like a millionaire, which is a business or a small business. Kind of relating back to Rich Dad Poor Dad as well. Instead of working for someone else in a job, making them rich, why don't you work for yourself? You see, in a business, you could kind of grow as much as you put effort, time, and energy into. If you have different plans, different ideas, you can grow that business into something incredible. So instead of focusing on, let's say, just a job, you focus on your business, invest into that, and grow for the long term. And at the same time, you don't have to jump into a cold shower, freezing your ass off all at once and just like leave your job and start a business. You could go into a small business and start making, some extra income on the side and still kind of maintain that stable income from a job. The idea, guys, is multiple sources of income. If you have a job, that's fine. If you're that type of person, you are going to be working for someone. But if you have something extra on the side, like a side business, that's another source of income. Now, you could start small businesses, depending on what you go into, maybe could cost thousands of dollars. But there are a lot of other ideas that could cost a lot less, sometimes even minimal. So look around, get some ideas what you could get into. But the main thing is the effort that you put into the business, whether you want to go into full-time, just go all in on it, or just like a small side business that you could kind of dabble with. Moving up to the fourth way of how to invest like a millionaire, kind of a more generalized idea, but millionaires invest in assets and not liabilities. So check it out. Poor and most middle-class families work for their money. They use their money to buy things and have no money left over. They're broke. Now, on the opposite side, what the rich do, they use their money and put it into other things that can make them more money. Their money works for them. So that's why the rich get richer. It's not their fault. They're more wise of how to handle and use their money. So what most people spend their money on are liabilities, something that they lose their money on, whether it's, concert tickets, a car, your house. Relating back to the Rich Dad Poor Dad, it takes money away from you versus other examples that give you money. Some things that we just went over, stocks and real estate. You could also get into maybe commodities or something kind of similar to stocks, which are bonds. Slightly more safe than stocks. Don't go up and down as drastic, but they are an investment, better than a simple savings account. Coming up to number 5 way of how to invest like a millionaire, which is debt. And I'm not saying go into debt. I'm saying they usually pay debt off. In most situations, debt is detrimental, I know some big words, to your financial life. Now, don't get me wrong, there could be forms of good debt, like if you buy real estate. If you, get a mortgage on a property for, let's say $1,000 and rent it out to somebody. So your tenant gives you, let's say, $1,500. You're now making money off of that property. That debt, that mortgage that you have, is good because you're getting money from it. Not to get mixed up with a liability that I said before, which is your house. Technically, if you're like an accounting type of person, your house is an asset. But in most cases, your house takes money away from you every month. Your mortgage, you pay that out. But getting back to the idea of paying your debt off, a lot of different successful people tell people this instead of like investing in, like, let's say stocks first. They say pay your debt off. Some successful people that state this is Mark Cuban. He's a shark on the show Shark Tank, billionaire, but he says to pay off credit cards. Pay off your debt first. There are financial advisors like Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman, both similar. They're usually focusing on helping people paying their debt off. Also, Warren Buffett, kind of the main stock market guy. He's kind of the man. A lot of people look up to him. But he says to pay off your debt. And I say it too, so I'm part of that group in my mind anyway. But here's the thing. If you think about it, if you're paying someone else, paying monthly payments to someone else, you're losing that battle because they're getting your money, not you. So if you're paying credit cards that are charging like 20%, or if you have loans, I know a lot of people have student loans. God knows what those loans go for. If they're like over 5%, or if you have anything else, any type of interest rate, you need to get out. You need to pay that off as soon as possible because other people are getting your money and you aren't keeping it. That's a problem. And finally, our last way, guys, number 6 of how to invest like a millionaire is investing in yourself. I love using this quote. It's great. A lot of people know it. But if you give a man a fish, he will eat for a day. If you teach a man how to fish, they could eat for a lifetime. So if you learn how to make $1,000, right? You could do that over and over and over again your entire life until you get to millionaire, and then you keep doing it. So learn more about anything that could help you. If you have to go back to school, do that. Words of wisdom, going back to school, you have to have a plan for that. Like if you're going to use the schooling that you're going for to get, let's say a higher paying job, or to learn something to grow from, that's a good investment. But just don't go back to school and hope that creates something. But educate yourself with anything, whether it's reading books, reading articles. Hell, I learned a lot from YouTube videos, which is why I create them to help you guys out. Now, if you use these ideas, guys, and you continue with them, that's the main thing, continuing with it. I could invest in stocks or real estate or anything in the world for like a day. I could try something for even a week. But the key is doing it for years and years to come, your entire life. So never give up. The money's out there. You just gotta go and get it. And one quick last side idea for you guys is you need to use your time wisely. Now, every single person on this earth has 24 hours in a day. Yet, how can some be more productive than others? The reason why others achieve more is that they prioritize their actions. They focus on what they have to do. If you focus on, these things rather than, Netflix or, something that obviously isn't going to help you for your future, that's how it helps them out with the same exact amount of time as you have. So that's about it, guys. Multiple sources of income. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Real Life Money, where we talk about real life and money, because not many people do, guys. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one.